New at 6, dramatic new video shows Seattle police officers tending to victims and doing crowd control in the moments after Sunday's deadly mass shooting at Seattle Center during the bite of Seattle. Good evening, I'm Preston Phillips.
And I'm Molly Shen. During a news conference this afternoon, police said they're still searching for at least one suspect. They also said they recovered 3 guns from the scene, including a so-called ghost gun and a handgun with an extended 40-round magazine and modifications to make it fully automatic.
We have team coverage tonight, including new details about the police investigation, the victims, how police investigate gun violence after dropping its dedicated gang unit, and criticism of the response to the shooting by the mayor and police chief.
But let's begin tonight with KOMO's Jeremy Harris, who talked to the head of the Seattle Police Union today. And Jeremy, he thinks the officers' hard work is being overlooked because of the criticism.
Yeah, and Molly, I'm going to show you a new perspective on that work those officers did in the moments right after the shooting. The police union president says they did as good of a job as they could possibly do, detaining the shooter and then helping the victims. He says he does not want that to be overshadowed by the subsequent scandals that have sent City Hall into a scramble since Sunday.
There's still people who have guns that are not accounted for.
New video shows the moments right after shots were fired in Seattle Center. Seattle police officers are at every angle, some attending to the wounded while others look for any threats. It was a chaotic scene, but officers got it under control quickly. Kent, you were there that night when this shooting happened. What did you see from your fellow officers?
When this set off, every single officer I saw was running towards gunfire.
Seattle Police Officers Guild President Kent Liu was working the event in uniform.
For years, we've had extra training as far as first aid response, trauma, triage, and things. And that really was highlighted during this event.
In the subsequent days, there have sort of been several scandals that have emerged around City Hall. Does that frustrate you, and is that a distraction from the good response of the officers?
Unfortunately, of course, this has to turn into some scandal, which it doesn't have to be, it shouldn't be.
The mayor's staff is catching heat over a slow response on the night of the shooting. It took 5 hours for police and the mayor to give out basic information about what happened. After they delayed a press conference repeatedly, a police spokesperson said the delay was so dignitaries could get there.
But we got other dignitaries that want to be here.
Well, we have the public that wants an answer about what's going on. To tell the public that we are waiting for dignitaries to give us an answer is absolutely outrageous. We are almost 5 hours into this.
I don't understand this waiting for dignitaries, why other information couldn't be put out. As far as I'm concerned, our media department is fairly competent, and like you said, this is not their first rodeo here. It just seems like it was coming from somewhere else.
So where did that instruction come from? Well, Mayor Wilson has repeatedly denied yesterday and today that the instruction to delay that press conference so dignitaries could get there came from her office. I've also asked police for clarification about their side of this and see exactly where that mix-up happened. We will get to the bottom of that, I assure you. Reporting live in Seattle, Jeremy Harris, KOMO News.
I know you won't stop till you have the answers, Jeremy. Thank you. That 15-year-old suspect had his first court hearing yesterday. Do we know if he has said anything to those police officers?
Yeah, and from the arrest report, there's no indication he gave any statements. And that's also one of the frustrations expressed to me by the police union, because under Washington law, officers cannot question a juvenile outside the presence of an attorney. They have to call in a public defender to come there if there's any sort of questioning that's going to be going on. So the union president said that state law, he feels like this is another example of police being obstructed and being able to get answers from juveniles who are detained for crimes like this.
Jeremy, thank you.
A Seattle City Council member is calling for national outside experts to come in and help stop these shootings. Maritza Rivera says the current city approach just isn't working, and she also accuses the mayor of being non-committal to curb the violence. KOMO Senior reporter Chris Daniels live tonight from Seattle with this part of the story. Chris?
Preston, Maritza Rivera says she's tired of the talk and wants some action. Maritza Rivera says she wants answers.
I will say, Chris, in my district is the University of Washington, and we get alerts from the university. I've signed up for the University of Washington alerts, anytime there's something happening near the university, the alerts go out. So I don't know why alerts didn't go out. I don't know why a press conference didn't happen for 5 hours.
Rivera says the deadly shooting at Seattle Center is another sad reminder of the issue of gun violence. Her kids were put in lockdown at Ingram High during a fatal shooting in 2022. And Rivera herself had to scramble for shelter after another shooting outside the Yesler Community Center earlier this year.
I feel like people offer hopes and prayers, and hopes and prayers are important, but what's more important is action. I want to see action.
Rivera wants to spend a little more than $410,000 to bring in the National Network for Safe Communities that she says would create an ecosystem for gun violence prevention that work to reduce it in cities like Boston, Baltimore, and Philadelphia.
And this is why we have a problem. We're trying to work. Are you aware? We have not been paid, and I'm not the only agency.
This comes as others publicly accuse the city of not following through on other counseling programs.
I am not aware of that, but we will look into it.
And on top of it all, Seattle Police Chief Shon Barnes is on the defensive after he was out of town during the shooting and with suggestions he spends too little time in the city.
I'm here in Seattle. I love the neighborhood that I live in. Don't love the rent that I'm paying, but, you know, affordability is something that we're working on. Is that right, Mayor? That's right.
Rivera says she believes the tragedy should serve as a rallying point for the city and the mayor.
So when I say she's non-committal, she hasn't committed to doing it, and I would like to partner with her and have her commit to doing this.
Mayor Wilson, for her part, did credit Rivera today publicly during the course of that half-hour press briefing on bringing up this issue now of gun violence in the city of Seattle. Preston and Molly.
Well, Chris, we heard Rivera there mention the alert system, too. Do we have any better idea as to why it wasn't activated?
The short answer is no. Alert Seattle, as you know, Preston, is used to deliver important messages on our cell phones, whether it be a road closure or a protest or something like we saw here on Sunday. I did ask the mayor about that on Monday. She initially downplayed the issue, but today when I asked her about it again, she said there was an issue here that she's already trying to address with Seattle's Emergency Management Department to make sure that there is not a problem going forward. We'll stay on top of that as well.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Time now for tonight's KOMO Pulse Poll. Scan the QR code there on your screen to answer this question. Do you approve of how the city of Seattle has handled the Bite of Seattle shooting? You can see the live results here, and a majority of people here, 82% say no, 14% say too early to say, only 4% say yes. You still have time to vote. We'll share the updated results tonight on KOMO News at 11.
During today's news briefing, Police Chief Shon Barnes said the 15-year-old suspect was carrying a Polymer 80 9mm ghost gun with an extended magazine. A Polymer 80 is a build-it-yourself Glock-style handgun. Because they often lack serial numbers, these kinds of guns are harder for investigators to trace compared to factory-made firearms. Under Washington state law, possession of many unserialized ghost guns is illegal. Last night, dozens of people gathered at the International Fountain at Seattle Center for a candlelight vigil honoring the victims of Sunday's mass shooting. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson and Police Chief Shon Barnes were there. During a news conference today, Mayor Wilson said there will be a silent vigil back at the International Fountain tomorrow night at 6:30. She encouraged people to attend and bring flowers or written messages for the victims.
As a memorial grows at Seattle Center, tonight we're learning more details about the people who were killed in Sunday's shooting. KOMO's Lynn Ann Wynn joins us live from Seattle Center with what family members have shared so far. Lynn Ann?
Well, Preston, we know that most of the victims shot Sunday were just innocent bystanders at the Bite of Seattle who happened to get just caught in the crossfire.
Families now back at the International Fountain enjoying the day together. It's what so many were doing here Sunday when multiple people started shooting. Leaving 3 people dead and at least 4 others, including a 2-year-old boy, injured. A memorial honoring Sunday's shooting victims now stands in the middle of Seattle Center as a stark reminder of what happened here, surrounded by remnants of the frantic scene still left over from the Bite of Seattle.
Hopefully we can get to a better place, I hope, right?
Deborah Davis works just next door from where 3 people were killed in what police are now calling a gang-related shooting. Coming here to share some written words of comfort to the community.
We shed our tears and share our pain and ask the question of why.
44-year-old Carlos Sanchez Villalba is among the victims killed. Family members shared he's a husband and father of 3 who was spending time with loved ones at the festival when he was shot. 56-year-old Ashley Whitehead was waiting in line for cotton candy with her daughter and future son-in-law when she was struck, surviving just long enough to tell her oldest daughter, "I love you," according to her family. She later died during surgery. Authorities say 19-year-old Junior Cee Niko Semo was involved in the shooting and died at the scene as his 15-year-old associate was arrested.
Yeah, I'm affected, like we all are, but I'm really, really sad for the people who perished and even the 15-year-old who's in custody. How and why? That's my question.
And all of the surviving victims have now been released from the hospital. Meanwhile, we know that 2 online fundraisers for 2 of the deceased victims have now raised over $80,000. Reporting live in Seattle tonight, Lynn Wynn, KOMO News.
Lynn, thank you. Here's a live look at Seattle Center now, where the Pacific Science Center, Armory, and Children's Museum all reopened today following Sunday's shooting. We're also learning more about the next big event at Seattle Center. The Brownies and Lemonade Music Festival is happening all day at Fisher Pavilion. Today, the promoters posted on social media that the event will go on as scheduled. They go on to say that they've been working with police, the fire department, and security partners to review and strengthen the existing safety plan.